On today's episode of Amanda Marl Bowling, let's take a look at my league bowling from Friday, March 7th. I started the first game with my physics blackout. This ball is drilled pinned down. I have thrown this ball 3 different times now, once at a tournament and then at 2 league nights, and I'm really liking the roll that it has. It's very smooth, it doesn't jump off the friction too fast, and it's very controlled but still strong. This house shot is not easy. I actually love bowling here because it's like bowling on a challenge or a modified house shot. You have to be consistent and accurate. If you miss your mark or you don't throw it quite right, you're gonna leave a split or not carry. I'm not mad when I leave a corner pin here because that means I threw it good enough. And when I strike, that's cause for celebration. I started trying to play up 10 with my feet on 20, and I wasn't quite seeing the reaction that I wanted. So I jumped 3 right with my feet and 2 with my eyes, and this is where I finally started to see the shape that I wanted. I definitely got a lot of spare practice tonight, which I'm not going to complain about either because spares are what can make or break a game. I got way too fast with my feet on this shot, which resulted in me getting to the line before I should, so I pulled the ball. I left the 3-6-10 and got very lucky on the conversion, as that is not how you're supposed to make it. But sometimes we need a little luck when bowling. The first game, I end up shooting 210 clean. I start the second game with my physics blackout. When I execute my shots and hit my intended target, it was giving me the reaction I wanted. When I would miss inside, I would either barely hit the head pin or leave a 10 pin, which is my own fault for missing my mark. On this next shot, I miss inside again and I leave the 2-5. To add to my misery, I completely missed the spare, which really irked me. I absolutely hate when I miss easy spares, but I tell myself it's over and done with, nothing you can do about it now, shake it off and get back in the game. I execute some better shots after missing my spare, but I decided that it was time for a ball change. I was hoping that something with a little shine might give me a little better carry, so I pulled out my Optimum Idol Pearl. For the first shot with the ball change, I was looking at the same mark and kept my feet the same, and I left a weak 10. On the next shot, I moved 1 right with my feet to see if that would do the trick. I was so happy when this ball carried because I missed a little inside. This meant that I had more miss room with the Optimum Idol than I did the physics blackout. This shot didn't carry, but left a wobbly 10 pin, so that was a better sign than the 6 pin completely missing the 10. I throw a strike on this next shot, and I was way too excited. Like I said earlier, any strike I threw tonight was a reason to celebrate. I was pretty happy when I was able to strike out the second game, which I really needed after that open earlier. Because I was able to throw those 4 strikes at the end of the game, I shot 206 with 1 open. I stick with the Optimum Idol for game 3. I felt like I was able to get into a little bit of a groove after stringing together a handful of strikes. This shot, the ball actually reacts too much and comes in a little high, and I left a 9 pin. I really like editing these videos because I'm able to see all the little things I do wrong that aren't as obvious while you are bowling. On that last shot, I pulled up at the line, which caused me to pull the ball and miss left. Luckily, I left a makeable spare. I got this Optimum Idol Pearl because I needed a stronger pearl in my bag. I love my Phase AI, but I wanted something that would be a step above it, and this is exactly what this ball is giving me. Over the past few months, I've been working on completely rebuilding my arsenal. I have a lot of tournaments coming up, and having an arsenal that fits your game is vital for tournament success. I was trying to get 5 in a row here, but I left a weak 10. I deserved it. The ball didn't drive through the pins, it definitely deflected to the right. I got fast with my feet again on this shot and pulled the ball because of it. I was hoping for a Brooklyn, but not quite. I make the spare and move on, reminding myself to watch my tempo. By the end of the third game, the lanes are finally starting to see a little more hook, hence I leave the 4-7, I make the spare and shoot 223 clean. My series was 639, not my best, but also not my worst. See you next time on Amanda Morrow Bowling.